Bob, thank you very much for joining me. Could you just share with us initially your story and why we're talking to you today?
Okay, yeah, well, my story began back in about 2001 when I was diagnosed in my late 40s with heart failure, which obviously came as a real shock. I've been physically active up until then. And then there's a family history, quite a serious family history, so it wasn't a total surprise, but it's still a shock, basically, to tell you that you're in heart failure. And I've lived with it ever since.
And over that 20-year period, how have you managed that you've had to live through heart failure?
Initially post-diagnosis, I was able to resume most activities. Normally I was on medication, obviously I had to be careful with some things, but I was able to carry on playing football. I cycled a lot, went hill walking, big hill walking stuff with my wife, which was part of the love of our lives. Gradually over a period of time, and it's the nature of heart failure, what happens is obviously the heart is failing, it's getting weaker, and it's less able to basically supply the needs of the body. So I was getting weaker over time, more breathless. What I could do became more and more limited until by about 2016 I was unable to do any kind of physical activity, and my heart wasn't even able to keep my body's vital organs functioning. So basically I was on a pretty rapid decline to the end. I was referred to Wythenshawe Hospital, who told me that I needed a new heart, which means a heart transplant. Unfortunately, heart transplants, particularly for taller people like myself, are very, very hard to come by. So, and also I was actually too ill to have a transplant at that time. I wouldn't have survived the operation. So, in order to keep me alive and try and give me new hope, they installed what's called an LVAD, which is a pump that goes into the heart and assists the left ventricle of the heart to pump blood around the body. So that was implanted at the end of 2017. So I've lived with it now for the last 7 years.
And since that, in the last 7 years, what's your life been like?
Life with heart failure and with an LVAD is always quite challenging. It's not an easy ride. To begin with, the first year or so, it was really difficult. It was a question of regaining physical strength, being able to start again doing initially basic physical activity. The services provided through here in Blackburn were excellent, but particularly the refresh team run by the council. I got a lot of support, very, very expert individual support. That helped me rebuild my body. It helped me rebuild my confidence in my ability to do things. So then after the first year, I was able to do more. Along with some other patients from Wythenshawe, a number of us got electric bikes. Were able to start cycling again. Initially very short rides, 15 miles was like a great adventure. Over the years we've done more and more, which has helped us rebuild, all of us rebuild our strength, rebuild our fitness and our confidence.
And the We Are Undefeatable campaign, which Blackburn Rovers Community Trust is linked into, could you tell me a little bit about that, please?
Yeah, I mean, I was delighted to ask to be involved in this campaign. I mean, basically it's about people like myself who have encountered some real, whether health, physical or other challenges in their life, and find ways to overcome them through physical activity or some other form of activity which gives them that sense of commitment and determination and satisfaction in life.
I guess the road that you've been on as well, it's been a slow one. That's worth recognising as well, that you've had to take gradual steps, haven't you, from to make the progress to position where you are today.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, when I think back to when I first started, everything seemed to be a challenge, and I doubted my ability to do anything. So that's where the support of other organisations is very, very important. I could not have done this on my own. I couldn't have done it without the support of family and friends. And also the nature of heart failure is such that it's not a question of you get a medical fix and then you just get better and stay better. There are ups and downs along the road. There are other challenges. All of our group at various times have faced and are facing some significant challenges in their lives. And the value of the services, things like We Are Undefeatable and being active, is that it also helps to build resilience so that when people do encounter those challenges, you've got the knowledge that you can overcome them because you've done it before.
So obviously you've discussed as well the bike and how that's helped you in your road to recovery. You've rolled down to today's interview on your bike. Just tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I mean, certainly electric bikes have been an absolute lifesaver for me and my fellow patients who are part of the Electric Cranks cycling group from Wythenshawe Hospital. We couldn't have done what we've done without it. I mean, most of us would struggle to ride more than a few miles on an orthodox bike. Having an electric bike allows us to push that much further. We can take on some of the biggest hills that there are around here, and we've done that. And that's a fantastic feeling to get out into this wonderful countryside we've got around here and really feel the joys and the freedom of doing that.
And Blackburn Rovers is a big part of your life. You're here today. You've supported the club for a number of years now. How good is it to know as well that your football club runs initiatives, programmes for its community trust to help people from a health and well-being perspective?
Yeah, I mean, Blackburn Rovers has become an important part of my life and indeed my family's life. My son is also a season ticket holder. I think between us we've clocked up well over 1,000 games following Rovers home and away. And I'm really impressed and have been impressed over a number of years now at the work that the football club does within and for the community, and the way in which they reach out to a whole range of individuals and groups of people and help them meet their personal and collective needs. That's really impressive. It's really important to me as an outsider to Blackburn initially to see the crucial role that the club plays within the town, and it's important that the town in turn supports the club.
The Community Trust was the first to open a community wellbeing hub, the first to run inside a football stadium. Even today, while we're doing the interview, our group, the Jack Walkers, are walking around the perimeter of the pitch. So it just shows how much of a community-focused football club this is, doesn't it? Yeah,
it's brilliant, and other ways in which they've reached out to other groups within the community, the Asian community, the food that's available at the ground, opening up the ground for all sorts of events which are of real importance to members of the community. That's fantastic to see, and I'm proud to be a supporter of Blackburn Rovers for those reasons, as well as the football sometimes.